Good day, my name is Cesar and this is your favorite channel, Mathematics Appreciation. Today I want to talk on the mean. If you're given a group of data, I can get the mean of the data set. Here on the board we have a set of data, ungrouped set of data on the board, and how do we get the mean of the data set? Mean is a very important concept in statistics because it talks about a representative of all the qualities or attributes of a data set. And that makes it very, very important and vital for us to understand how to obtain the mean. A given group of data set like here we have on the board 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 2, 5, 6, 9. The mean, which is represented x bar, is simply the sum of all the data sets as I runs from 1 to n divided by the number of the data points we have in the data set. The x here represents each of these numbers here, and the I represent the points which these numbers are standing. N here stands for the number of the data point in the data set. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So n in this case is 9. So this is equal to 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 9 all over 9. So if we sum this up, this is 5 plus 5, that's 10 plus 15, 25 plus 5, 30 plus 9, 39 plus 2, 41 plus 6, 47. This is 47 over 9, which is about 5.2. Therefore, the mean x bar of this simple data set, which is ungrouped, is 5.2. Okay, that's for that particular problem. We now move to this other data set. And the data set is given as ungrouped, but we intend to group the data set into frequency distribution and use the frequency distribution to obtain the mean. So the first entry on this column will be for the class interval. The second column will be for the class mark, also called the midpoint. Which is a variable x. And the next column is for the frequency. The last column is just the multiple of the frequency and the next column. For us to be able to partition the data set into classes, we need to know what our range is. Range is simply the highest value here minus the least value. We have 30 to be the highest, and the least value here is 1, and this is 29. So, the next thing we need to do is to determine how many entries our classes should contain. So, that is class width or class size. It's simply the range divided by the number of classes. Number of classes we want to partition our data set into, and that is 29 all over. I need to partition my data set into 3 classes, and that is solely the discretion of whoever that is doing the calculation. Another person may choose to partition his data set into the same data set into 4 classes, but I choose 3. This is about 9.9. which would be approximated to 10. Okay? So it means that each class will contain 10 entries. So if we have the list 1 to be 1 here, it will be 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. So here we have each of the classes, the first class having 10 entries, second, third, the same thing, okay? So the next thing for us to do now is to obtain the midpoint. The midpoint is simply the average of these two boundaries, the lower class boundary and the upper class boundary. Simply 1 plus 10 divided by 2, and that is 11 over 2, which is 5.5. The same thing is done here. We have 31 over 2, which is about 15.5, and here is 51 over 2, which is 25.5. Okay? So I can rewrite that particular column with the values so it will be clearer. 5.5, which I believe you now know how to obtain that, 15.5, and 25.5. Okay, so at this point, we obtain the frequencies of the entries that belong to each of the classes. For the first class, we have the boundaries 1 to 10. So we count the number of entries here falling within these boundaries. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them. So we have 15 here, the frequency of that class. Then for this particular class, 11 to 20, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have 5 of them for that class. And for the last class, we have 21, the second one, third one, and the fourth one here. So we have, okay? So if we sum this, we have 24. We sum this one, we have 24, which is actually the number of data points that we had in our data set. For this column, we simply multiply this column, the entries here with these entries here respectively. So if we do that here, we have 15 times 5.5, which is about I need to use my calculator to be able to achieve that. $15 times 5.5, that's 82.5. Then 15.5 times 5, this is 77.5, and 25.5 times 4 is 102. If we sum that particular column of we have, we have 262. Okay? So now that we have the sum of the frequencies and the sum of the product of the frequency with this variable column, we can now obtain our mean. For a group data set that is grouped into frequency distribution tables of this form, the mean x bar is equal to the sum as I run from 1 to n of the frequency multiplied by the variable divided by the sum as I run from 1 to n of the frequency. In this case, n is simply the number of classes we partition a data set into, and is in this case just 3. So x bar equals to 262 divided by 24. And we use a calculator. We see that our mean is 10.92 approximately. So we've been able to obtain our mean to be 10.92 for this particular data set that is now grouped into frequency distribution. At this point, I just want to believe that you've learned something today, and if you have any difficulty in going through this, you can drop it at the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it to your loved ones. Thank you very much.